So I guess we'll get started.
Yes.
Welcome to the inauguration of Dice and Dens, a Dungeons and Dragons podcast presented by StolenDress.com.
Is there like theme music that'll be overlaid at this point?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be epic, right, Jason?
Yes. Now, when you ask me, does that mean I'm the person composing it for some reason?
Yeah, can you get like a bunch? I want horns. I want like bass drums.
Yeah.
We're leading the charge,
bagpipes.
You're gonna
Definitely.
probably get kazoos and blocks.
Well, you know.
Blocks.
These are all very good ideas.
All right. I think a good way to start a thing like this is to introduce who you are and what you are. I am Dan, and I am the DM, so I am everything else that these people are not.
Which is funny, wealthy.
Next. This one. You can't wave on an audio podcast.
I don't see why not. If we could put a man on the moon.
I can wave at people who can't see
Are
me.
we introducing our characters?
Yes.
Just like
you and your character. The basics.
I don't know what my race is. Oh, there it
It's
is.
everything's right there, Ari.
Shut up.
And also, yeah,
Right,
just like
my
a little,
maximum hit points are
no,
9. Oh.
but just like who you are as a
Ari.
person, who your character are as a person, and just like kind of a brief backstory of what you are.
Well, I went to school in New York, and then
I'm squinting
All right,
at you.
I'm Ari, Dan's beleaguered wife.
Yeah, she's the one who's beleaguered at the moment.
And my character is Eloshana. She is a Kalashtar, and for those of you like me who have no idea what that is, I guess she's just like a human but cursed with another entity in her head. It's essentially a demon.
It's a genetically
quarry.
passed along demon.
Yes.
From the realm of dreams.
I was gonna say there's some.
And apparently,
somehow.
quarry are supposed to be evil or bad or whatever, but other Kalashtar tend to have good.
Is that your
quarries?
phone making
No.
tingle sounds? What was that?
Sound like a wood block.
Jay, are you playing the wood block?
It might have been the person who's with me drinking some whiskey, and a D20 shaped whiskey stone in it made a clinking. We both have D20 shaped whiskey
You
stone.
are out of whiskey.
I drank all my whiskey.
You have brandy. So anyway, I'm Eloshana, and a female, and a cleric, and my demon. Do I have to introduce my demon?
No.
Okay. Oh, but this is my. People on the podcast can't see, but maybe
We'll have pictures.
Yeah. Frou Stella is the name of a little stuffed Nalfishnay pig demon that I keep around with me.
That's her special item, and she knitted
That's
it.
my familiar. I crocheted it. Thank you. Familiar.
Okay. Next, the one over here.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kimberly. I am playing Navia. She is a centaur fighter. She is a soldier in the city army. What else? What else do you want to know?
What else do you want to tell us? I mean, the rest of it can come out in story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
a fighter and a centaur.
Yeah, she grew up doing centaur stuff, and then joined the army and is...
They wouldn't let her play any centaur games.
Yeah, so she joined the army. It's not a centaur army, it's a people army. It's a human army. So she's like...
She's the only centaur.
She's the only centaur in... Well, not the only one in the whole army, but like...
In her battalion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's move on. Jay.
Hello, I'm Jay. My character is, your guess is as good as mine in terms of his name. He does not know his own name. Yet. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. Who cares? It'll be a fun adventure either way. He's a, what we would call a human, a time-traveling cowboy. Now, he does not actively time travel. He does not necessarily... We don't know for sure if he's time traveling or universe traveling. We don't know a lot about him. He doesn't know. All he knows is he woke up in this world probably... What did we establish, Dan? A few weeks ago?
Yeah. A little bit. I think just enough to kind of get your bearings, but that's about it.
So, and his bullets are spent. He does not have guns because that would be cheating. Although I do believe at this point we have some little hand... whatever those are called.
Crossbows.
I can't think of. Thank you, crossbows. And he rides a steed that is a lizard named Daisy.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Jen. My character.
Hi, Jen.
Hi. My character is Grinelda Goodpots. She is a Howling rogue, and she grew up in a Howling town. So she's not super worldly, although she's very curious and wants to learn new things. And she grew up in a potter's family. And her parents were very practical people. While they're artisans, they're not really into like fine art necessarily, fancy art. They're good at what they do, but my character's like wanted to branch out into that a little bit, at least with part of her time. And she was delivering a piece of art to a vineyard owner that it turned out being not a good person. And when she found a child that they were probably not treating the right way pop up into his house when she was there delivering her sculpture. And so she went back at night, investigated, because she had to make a delivery the next day to the seller, and she found that some children were being mistreated as laborers, so she set them free and ran to the nearest big city so that she wouldn't be tracked back to her family home.
Now, you say she grew up in a halfling town. Did she have a good-looking mama who never was around? That was my next question. I just wanted to know. I just have to ask.
I think it's a fair question.
You know, it's subjective.
It's fair.
Grimalda thinks that her
Greg
mother's
Grimaldus. Wait, no.
beautiful.
Yes. All right.
Adventure Zone.
Jeff. Your turn.
Yes. I'm Jeff. I am playing the gnome warlock Fizznick. And let's see, he has a Fey pack. He's on a quest to collect as many shiny things as possible. So all your baubles, trinkets, all the wands are officially claimed dibs now.
Good luck.
Dibs.
I'm the one with the sneaky fingers.
Meanwhile, the gnome and the halfling are off in the corner beating each other with tire irons.
They made sure they went to a low overhang so we couldn't go in and get them and stop them. All right.
So Fizznick, what's his name? Grimalda?
Grinelda.
Grinelda.
It's Grin for short, if you want.
Oh, okay. Navia and Eloshana. I'm the one who doesn't
She had to look at her own
name.
character sheet. Like,
I have a cheat sheet.
Is my name.
Okay, so we're doing an adventure, like a pre-made module to start. because some of us have not played much. Some of us are just rusty, or both. Especially
so
with
you thought that you played before, but you really didn't?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But I did get an adventure off of Drive Through RPG, so it's not a Wizard's adventure. It's actually like a small publisher. So I don't want to say what the name of it is now because that would actually give away some of the plot of the game.
Oh.
So I'll probably mention it in like an interstitial ad thing anyway.
So we shouldn't listen to that.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's going to become very apparent very quickly.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so how do you run an adventure? Running the adventure. To play Dungeons and Dragons. Follow the rules. Oh. So the
Bear with us, audience.
Yeah.
Should I be writing any of this down?
I should be reading.
Should I have some sort of paper or sheet in front of me?
It might help. It might not help. How would your character remember things?
Oh, she doesn't remember anything.
So the adventure is going to start with you guys dropping dice on the glass table on or around a carriage that is delivering supplies to sort of a remote fort. I believe that we discussed this and that let's go through here. Navia, as a member of the guard, it's just her job to protect the carriage because they're like, why waste a person and a horse when we have a person horse?
Basically, that's kind of like.
So that's her job is
deal.
basically always escort quests.
So save a horse, use a centaur.
Basically, yes.
I believe Fizznick is along for the ride because he just, what the hell? I'll go find some shinies somewhere else because it's in a remote area, so there might be more shinies. What's his ass was hired because while he may not be familiar specifically with this world, his ranger skills will be helpful with tracking if they lose their way and maybe some of the more normal animals that may be around. He has a skill set that is useful in that regard, especially if, say, they run out of food. He might be able to help hunt, because that's sort of what and who he thinks he is. Eloshana is on the road because she heard of a hermit that might be able to help her. And what was Grin's deal?
She's on her way to the nearest big city to make sure her family doesn't get in trouble because she was possibly being followed.
Got it. All right. So you guys are sitting or walking alongside a horse-drawn carriage traveling down an old country road. You hear the clatter of wooden wheels rolling over dirt.
No, that's not right.
Over dirt.
Wooden wheels?
Wooden wheels. I don't know what your problem is with that. And the rhythmic patter of hoofbeats. A couple sets of hoofbeats. Because of as the sun moves ever closer to the horizon, you see the long shadows of leafless trees stretch out over the fields of long grass. To the north, you can see the beginning of a vast forest, and to the east there is the outline of mountains against the orange and purple sky.
Aww.
Beautiful sunset. The ambient sound of crickets chirping in the fields is only broken on occasion by the distant howling of wolves. Cramped with you in the small carriage are your companions. I don't know why they wrote that from a single person's point of view. You are all cramped together in the carriage except for the centaur.
Yeah.
Feel free.
But I'm walking like really close to it, so I'm just like uncomfortably close to them.
Feel free to talk to each other for a bit.
Get your musky horse smell away from now.
Swishy with the tail and step away a little.
All right, this sounds about right for.
Yeah, a bunch of strangers on a thing together.
Thanks for listening to the inaugural episode of Dyson Dens, a D&D podcast. It was a lot of fun bringing these people together from 3 different places, Seattle, LA, and Boise, Idaho. Bringing them all together to, play a game and just kind of see what kind of people they are. And it's been interesting. One of the things I kind of thought about from the beginning was a lot of people do tend to play the wizard modules if they use a module in their game, and I didn't want to do that because that's probably overplayed. You've probably already heard of friggin' Curse of Strahd or whatever a million times. So I thought, why not start grabbing some, smaller publishers and using their stuff? And that's what's been interesting here, is that it's this guy, Seth Tomlinson, has 3 other modules on the site I got this from, which is dmsguild.com. This one is Fog Over Blackpool. Cost me a whopping, $2. There was a typo and he already fixed it. So, it's kind of cool to work with smaller folks. This one was interesting to me because it had a lot of NPCs. It's designed not just as a level 1 module, but also to be a starter village. So we'll see when they get there if that works out for them. A couple of them that I have played with in the past would probably not be able to find a permanent home anywhere. But we'll see if they play them the same way here. I think at this time I'll also mention the podcast network I'm a part of, stolendress.com. You'll see other shows on there. Jay hosts a show called Comedy on Vinyl on there, where he gets other folks, sometimes big names, to come on the show and talk about comedy that's on vinyl records. He's also co-host of a podcast called Dispatches from Fort Awesome, which is a news radio podcast, which is pretty cool. He and I have the Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour podcast, where we just talk about our old comedy and shoot the shit for an hour. Our friend Nick Robes has a podcast called What's With You, Scooby-Doo, which is just basically they watch a Scooby-Doo episode, talk about it, and also shoot the shit. Ari and I have been on it. It's been a lot of fun. You can find us at stolendress.com or odndpodcast.com. You can look us up on Twitter, ODND Pod, Facebook, ODND Podcast. You can email me at odndpod@gmail.com. Those are all ways to get a hold of us. Again, you can find us on Google Play or iTunes. Maybe pretty much any other thing, because I'm pretty good at whoring myself out to every podcast network out there. Also, the music in this is by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. It's a Creative Commons attribution license. He's got some cool music there, so if you need some music for games or podcasts or just whatever, you can get music from there. Let's see what shenanigans these guys can get up to.
I'm very alert for shenanigans.
Eloshana's in the corner
That
of the
wasn't me.
carriage. A darkened corner of the carriage.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Everyone's in a dark corner of the carriage.
She's whispering to her stuffed Nalfishne.
Just as the sun disappears over the horizon and the moon begins to rise, the carriage stops.
Uh-oh.
There's silence.
What?
Does the horse... Okay, so the horse just stops walking,
Yep.
or the horse gets
The horse
frozen in
excels
time?
abruptly and shuffles its hooves restlessly. The driver tries to calm the horse and encourage it to keep moving. A loud whinny is followed by howls and barks.
Uh-oh.
The horse cries out and the carriage shakes as it kicks against its attackers. Something falls to the ground with a great thud. Thud. Something jumps onto the carriage with a thud. It's followed by the sound of several others. You hear the scuffle and the screams as a carriage driver tries to fight off the assailants, but he's overcome. Ah! He tries to cry out, but it's obvious that it's too late. His screaming fades into a faint gurgle as his enemies rip him apart.
Yeah, well.
They jump off the carriage. Looking out the window, you can see the yellow eyes of 6 wolves surrounding you. What do you do now?
Well, I'm already like
rearing up.
Yeah, like
your horse half is like, ah!
No, my horse half is like, I'm gonna frickin' hit some skulls with my hooves right now. Let's do this.
So what it sounds like is
I'm rolling initiative.
Time to roll some initiative.
Woo! What is my initiative? +2, 18.
Yep, it's your dexterity modifier.
I've got a spot for initiative. Okay. I couldn't find it.
So what was it, 18?
Yes.
Oh, 10.
Jeff?
I have a big old goose egg.
Oh, hold on, it's a D20?
Yes, sir.
It's been a while for Jeff.
D20 plus dexterity modifier.
I'd be going at 12.
Oh, no, I have to be specific. J-E-J-A.
I'm a little baby Bjorn.
All right. Jen. Or I should be using your character names. Grin.
I grab my crossbow.
Oh. We're rolling initiative.
I'm rolling initiative. Oh, that's great. 2.
What do you have time to think about it?
That 2 plus your dexterity modifier?
Yep. So,
oof.
Bet 1,000. It's 6 total.
Oh, that's
wow.
Better.
Well, you're a rogue, so
yeah, right.
Yes.
Or what's his ass?
It's a 10 plus whatever my shit is.
This should be pretty high too, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's
is it your charisma?
No, he said. Wait. I was thinking of the wrong. No, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, it's a 12 also.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You're good. You got it, Jay. You nailed it.
Great. Thank you.
Like I said, folks at home, this is a partially learning opportunity. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll all the wolves initiatives.
So, what is speed based on? Because I don't see my speed.
Your speed should be on it's on a later page. It's on
It's usually if you're normal people, it's usually 30.
Oh, where was it? It was on like a weird page.
Right there, it's right here on the front.
It's on. There's a box for speed.
You've got a lot of speed. You got 40 feet.
Yeah, well, I got 4 legs.
Fair enough. Navia.
Oh, I'm first? Okay.
Yeah. So you guys are it's right outside the carriage, which is not moving. There are 6 wolves.
Am I?
How much speed does it take to get out of the carriage?
You can just hop out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they all on the carriage, or are there some on the ground?
They went on the ground.
That's a great question. No, they all jumped down.
Yeah. Oh, they did. Okay. Yep.
So they're kind of surrounding it.
Okay.
So I would say
growling
which side of the carriage were you walking on? That's a good question.
The port side, left side.
Yes, please use left or right because I am not able to do the other things. All right, so there are 2 wolves basically next to you on the left side. 2 wolves on the front after having killed the horse and the driver.
Horse is dead.
The horse?
Am I going to have to pull the goddamn cart now?
Then there are 2 wolves on the right-hand side as well.
Okay, well, I'm closer to these 2.
None in the back.
Okay. So I'm closer to these guys, so I'm just going to attack whichever one is closer. Because I can't do a charge, probably.
Yeah, I don't think you're far enough away to charge them.
You have to...
They're kind of on you.
Can't you just trample them?
I mean, they're looking at you going, hey, there's another horse to eat. So...
Oh, yeah.
Shoot.
Okay, I can't charge. I have to move 20 feet. Okay. So I'm going to swing my sword. Fuck me in the nards. That would be an 8.
Well, you have to be a little affected by a horse.
I mean, it is dark. I think the only one with dark vision is, I think, the gnome. Yeah, that's the only one that can see in the dark. Okay. The rest of you.
Yeah.
So it's sunset, so you got that dusk thing, and you just whiff right over the head.
Yep.
Oof. All right. So We're gonna start with the two wolves next to you.
Good thing my
Navia.
armor class is 20.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna do great.
Probably not.
So that's going to be 7.
Nope.
And a 10.
Nope.
So they try to get you, and just your armor and stuff they bounce right off you.
Whack, rebuff it with my shield.
Yeah, you're keeping them off you. We got 2 more in the front, and they're they hear you guys on the inside, so they're gonna jump on in and attack into the thing. So I'm gonna say one is going after. Well, where were you guys sitting in the carriage?
Good question.
Well, she was on the left.
Right,
and
but you guys
she was
are
stinking up the
Warlock.
sorcerer.
So where
So
were you
he's
guys
on
sitting?
the
There's
left.
let's say there's 4 seats, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Where are you guys sitting?
Wouldn't they be facing? Or is it not a carriage?
It
A
doesn't really
wagon?
matter. Like, okay, fine. There's 2 seats on the side, 2 in the front, 2 in the back.
Is it an enclosed
square-
carriage or is it a
Is
wagon?
enclosed
It's
or-
enclosed.
Oh.
So we would be facing each other.
Fine. There's still 4 people. A square of
Get
people.
your
Who's?
vehicle proficiency straight, man.
I am a DM. I don't have a
Vehicle
vehicle.
proficiency.
Who is front left? Who is back left? Who is front
think
right?
I
Who is
have
back
it.
right?
Well, the gnome was on the left. I'll
that
be on
true?
the same bench as him, but on the right.
Is that true, Fizznick?
He said he was right next to the centaur.
You don't
Am
get
I
to.
not riding my lizard?
He said it earlier.
Oh yeah, you are riding your lizard, so you'd probably be on the right hand side, huh? I forgot.
Sure. Sounds good.
Oh, so he's not
Okay.
even in there.
So I didn't. Yeah, I forgot about that. Good
Yeah.
call. Jay. Good call.
Good thing you
I do
didn't
have
just
vehicle
tie him to the
proficiency.
back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have,
Yeah, so I can pull this cart.
or you could jump on and
No, I
whip the reins.
All right. So then there's 3 of you inside the carriage.
Okay,
So are we going to go
I'm on the right.
Fizznick and Eloshana, and then I guess on the front 2 seats, and then what was it, Grin, and then an empty seat. All right. So that means that Fizznick and Eloshana are getting attacked.
Jason also has dark vision, FYI.
Oh, does he as a human?
Apparently. I didn't put it in there.
That's
Or
weird.
is it
Oh,
Daisy?
no, that's Daisy. Never mind.
Oh, so
Daisy does.
your lizard knows what's going on, and you have
Yeah,
no
she does.
idea.
I hope she's well trained. She doesn't just bolt.
If it's Daisy, then maybe not.
Daisy.
All right. Fizznick, you're getting attacked, or Fizznick.
All right.
That's going to be a 9.
On an AC.
Is 13. You are gold. All right, Eloshana. Oh, dag. That's a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
just a little. Oh, you got an 18 though. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Still lower than 22 though.
Where's all my d4s? Okay, so
I'm not lending you a D4 to harm my friend.
I guess that's fair. Okay, Eloshana, you take 5 damage.
Are you effing kidding me?
And with your health, that is 9.
No, it's 4.
You have 4 left.
Good math.
Yep.
That's
All
why
right.
you're the
And then I
DM.
guess the other 2 are gonna attack. What's his ass? Because they're on that side. Well, one's a nat 1, so it literally it jumps at you and just completely just misses.
It would be funny if there wasn't dead people around.
It just completely whiffs. And then the other one is a 16 to hit, and you have an AC of 13, so that hits you all. And that's going to be, oh chihuahua, a 9. That knocks him right down. Holy crap! You fall
You
off.
only have 9.
He's cheating.
You fall off your lizard.
That's sad. Ouch.
And he's unconscious now.
Yes,
Yep.
he's at exactly 0 actually, so he's probably stunned. I don't think they fall unconscious at 0. It's if you go below 0. So you're just kind of sitting like on like Mortal Kombat on top of your lizard.
Maybe he'll get his memory back.
But that means he's not bleeding out. He doesn't have to roll death saving throws.
So is the wolf in the carriage with us now?
2 wolves are in the carriage with you now.
2?
Yep.
Ugh.
And that ends the wolves' turn. I guess, Jay, I forget, what do you do when you're dazed? This hasn't actually come up at all since we've played.
I think you just lose your turn.
Yeah.
I think that sounds
But is there a way to like roll to not be stunned anymore?
I think you're just like that for...
Until someone heals you?
Probably.
Dazed isn't on here.
Yeah, because it's not really dazed, it's stunned, I think is the word they use.
Stunned.
See, look, guys,
incapacitated,
Oh.
Can't move, can speak only falteringly. Fail strength and dex saving throws. Enemy attacks have advantage.
Oh.
Okay, so you're just kind of... I'll look this up later. We're just going to go. You roll a d20 at the end of your turn. So go ahead, roll a d20. We'll see if you get back to 1 hit point, Jay.
I got 15.
You are at 1 hit point.
Yay!
You are no longer stunned.
Sweet.
All right, so then it makes it Fizznick's turn. So you got a wolf. You've got 2 wolves basically on you.
All right. The one on my left is going to get a face full of Eldritch Blast.
That sounds great.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Let's see. 15 plus. So 21.
Oh, yeah. So the green light leaves your fingertips, and as it enters the face of the wolf, its whole body just starts glowing green, and then it explodes.
That's right, bitch.
That's 1 wolf down. Is there anything else you can do, or are we moving on?
That's my action for the turn. So.
All right. Now it's Eloshana. There is 1 wolf in the carriage with you and a bunch of wolf guts.
Okay, ew. I sniff the wolf guts. And then she says, let me think. This is like, it doesn't matter if it's radiant damage to the wolves, right?
No.
Okay. But that will still hurt them. It's just not gonna...
Doesn't do
Okay.
anything.
They're not like undead or demons or whatever.
Right.
She puts out her hand to look at Fizznick and says, "These bananas are no problem." And then does Sacred Flame.
Not on Fizznick, I hope.
No, on the wolf.
Okay, just checking.
So,
Fizznick looks at her like she's full of the crazy.
what is the...
It's a save, so I have to save against you.
Oh, got it. So am I still rolling?
Nope, I do.
Oh.
And then I have to beat your DC 12.
Oh, got it.
I do.
Aww.
Your radiant light starts glowing from your hand, and then it just kind of sputters out.
These bananas are a problem.
All right, Grin, you're up.
All right. I'm going to try to hide behind the nearest. Is there still somebody in the carriage?
Yeah,
Did
both
everybody
Fizznick and
leave?
Eloshana are in front of you, and the wolf is basically next to Eloshana on the other
Right.
side of her from you.
So, do I have to check for stealth right now? Since it's nighttime, or do you think they see me yet?
They've got a keen sense of smell.
Okay.
Listen,
Can I roll for stealth, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
just don't
Just
tease.
because I can hide behind people that are bigger than me.
Nice, yes. Do it.
Well, 13?
I'll roll that against their perception.
Okay.
But they have advantage.
Come on, that one. 2 nat ones.
Oh no, they smell and hear you. They may not see you, but they can smell and hear you.
Okay, great. So, I figured I'd try.
It's
I'm
always
gonna
good.
shoot the one in there with my crossbow then.
Do it to it.
Nice.
That is a 13.
13? That does it.
Whoa.
All right.
Let's roll some damage. Let's see how good you hit him.
8.
Dang.
So you've got your bolt flies from your crossbow, and it almost looks like it's about to hit it right between the eyes, but then goes a little off center. So the wolf is still standing, but he's a bit wobbly.
And it has an arrow in its eye.
And has an arrow in its eye.
I shall claim it as my pet.
You can't
Call
have
him
a
Odin.
you can't have a special needs wolf as a pet.
It's the only kind of wolf you can have.
Will Fezzik get his special needs wolf? Will they manage to survive this fight? Find out next time on Of Dice and Dens, a D&D podcast.